So we're out in the shop. We're working on one of my production drop point hunters. We call it the Fatbelly. I've got some scales picked out for it. I'm not sure if I'm going to stay with these or not. So let's get this stuff set up. Let it run for a little while. Usually for the people catching it later on, I do a little intro and stuff like that and discuss what we're talking about. And then as people come in, talk about whatever you want to talk about. Shop talk. So, but yeah, we're going to be working on this knife. I got a couple other knives that are in the works. I've got a little San Mai petty knife, like a little utility knife or whatever. This needs to be heat treated. I got to anneal it again. Had a pinhole that was stubborn. So anyways, what I'm working on is this knife is already heat treated and tempered, so we're going to be finishing up the bevels on it, get the lines and everything nice and neat on it, get it cleaned up, and probably work on handle today, get the handle fixed up. So, sorry about the wind. Sharpening kitchen knives is simple if it's sharp, or was sharp at one point. Uh, there you go. What's up? From Texas to Thailand. Never been there. So working on this little drop point hunter today. Got some resin that's going to go on there. It's going to look pretty cool. I've done this exact knife, this exact color combo before. We're just roughing in some bevels, kind of getting it ready to move forward. It's already heat treated, tempered, ready to go. So just working the thickness down a little bit, and then we're going to start fitting up our handle and stuff like that. I know the wind is probably bad and it messes with the sound and stuff like that, but we're in the new shop. I just got my lighting and stuff situated, so I'll be able to film more builds and stuff like that. San Antonio, I'm in Round Rock, not too far from you, about 2.5 hours. A little bit north of San Antonio, just like everything else. Virginia, Norfolk. I'm actually from North Florida, and we just recently got out here to Texas. As a full-time knife maker, Texas is pretty much the mecca for knife making. But yeah, we're gonna go from a 60 grit, we're now at 120. We'll clean up these bevels a little bit, get them a little bit more roughed in, and then we'll do a little bit of shop talk and stuff like that. Probably while I'm hand sanding or whatever, then I could kind of hear you because this thing won't be running. So got headphones on, been turning the grinder on. I know people be yelling at me for that kind of stuff. So about as far as I want to go on the belts. I'm pretty thin. So now I could clean up the flats and stuff like that, but I think I'm just going to go to hand sanding because of how thin it is. So I'm going to probably set that up. I don't know. I might go up a higher grid. I might go to this, I think it's like a 600 or whatever. I might do that. But we shall see. I really need a step between. I do 60, 120, and then I go to 600. I need to get like some 320 or something like that, kind of in between. Be a little bit easier on my 600 grit belts. Previous grit scratches a lot better. Really not removing material, I'm just kind of cleaning up the surface. Here, I'm going to go ahead and get my handle material laid out. So I'll move you real quick, set up my super high-tech camera holder. So, pop you over to the drill press area. So what I'm going to do is basically lay this out to where a 1/4 inch drill bit. Get our first hole popped in, and then we will throw a pin in it. Get our second hole popped in, if I can find a pin. There's my temporary pin. So, anyway, what y'all up to today? It was cold today for some reason. It's warm now, but it was like 40 degrees or something like that last night for some reason. Anyways, get this laid out to where get some pins in it. Almost dropped my phone and then I threw my handle still. Check that out. Try this again. Oh God, I'll never find it. Alright, so now with our temporary rear pin in there, we can set the front of the knife wherever. When we drill the holes, they'll always line up because this has a pin. Trust ball. Anyways, this drill press is wild. This table that I built isn't like affixed to anything. The other one was, I had it bolted to the wall, but this one's sitting out in the middle of the floor. So it's kind of shaky because there's not a lot of weight on this end of it. Anyways, there's our hole. I got to locate another pin, so hang out for a second. Quarter-inch brass looks really good. I like a big brass pin. If they're stainless or any other colors or something like that, they kind of look too much, but the brass has got a really pretty kind of, it's a nice color, I guess. So now I'm gonna go over to the vise, see if I can prevent from throwing my phone on the ground again. Live streams are always fun because I mean, I don't really edit out the mistakes that, you know, happen. If I do something stupid like bounce my phone across the concrete, I don't really put that in videos, so it'd be a good opportunity to see the real world side of the shop days. It's chaos. It's controlled chaos. So anyways, what I like to do is I'll take my handle material and the blade thickness, and I'll give myself a mark. That way I know for a fact it will be plenty of pin stock. This one we can just cut off pretty much flush with the vise. So my phone's gonna fall again. Yeah, it's a crap angle, but a little bit less likely to fall over and bust it even more than it already is. So just take this pin. Push it. Now that we got that sorted, go back over here. And I'm going to round these off a little bit on the ends so they won't catch putting them together. And after that, we can shape our handle, which doesn't take very long. I'm going to cut it out on the bandsaw. I usually just grind it because it's resin handle material. It grinds really easily, but it makes a lot of dust, so we'll do it the quick way as well. got that, I'm going to put the actual pins in it. My dummy pin is way too long. It's a lot of waste. So, but it's almost impossible to get out. So we'll see if I can get it first try. Nope, probably not. So, take our handle. Actually, let me go back over to the drill press. I'm gonna clean these holes out a little bit. They got some dust in there. Together, our pin should just pop in there. They're a little tight, but that's not bad. That means the gap, between your pins and stuff will be really, really tight, and you won't really see any air or anything like that in there. God. Filming setup in the new shop is ghetto as can be. So now that we got our holes and stuff, though, it should move along relatively quickly. So we'll take our knife, pop it in there, and then we'll take as a scribe, mark around it so we know where to cut out. So from here, I'll just, really wish I had a better way to film this in the old shop. I did. I just haven't got that far in life here yet. Still kind of putting everything together. But I'm just going to take this scribe and mark around the outside of the tang. And then what I like to do is find where I want my handle to terminate. Make a mark. Make a mark. And when I take the knife off, I'll have a nice outline of, I'll see I've done the pins with the hammer. This fit up's a little too tight. I might actually pop these holes out one more time just to make sure it's not too tight and crack it, which happens. So now, set our pins over here. Well, I'll remember where they're at, and I will still lose them. So, it's our outline. And I'm going to cut these out at the same time. I want to cut both of them out, but for the sake of showing you what I'm doing, I'm going to just kind of scratch that. Somewhere in there. So I'm gonna clean these pins off one more time. I don't know, they shouldn't be that tight. Anywho's, try that.